So, Shonen Jump is having the new big three, and they're calling it the Hell Set. And honestly, it's pretty dope. Good morning, pizza people. It's Time Pizza back today with another video. Today, I just really want to talk about the Shonen Jump Hell Set. For those of you that don't know, right, or if you didn't listen to my intro like you're supposed to when I drop these videos, this is the new big three that Shonen Jump is dubbing as the Hell Set. And if you can't tell by the thumbnail alone, it's consisting of Yuji, Deku, and Denji. Yes, I'm using my own thumbnail so I don't have to edit as much, but honestly, this is something pretty interesting, right? Because like, although this news was reported months ago, I think it's interesting that like these three specific titles are being chosen for Shonen Jump to be like the new lead or main series that Shonen Jump believes is gonna be like the biggest top hitters for it. Like Black Clover's right there, and people were dubbing that as part of the new big three for the longest time before the Jump Hell Set came out. So can we get a round of applause for Asta, because at least he tried to try out and unfortunately he didn't make it. But for real though, I do think that Shonen Jump is making a good choice as choosing these three main series. Like, I do feel like Black Clover could have been in there too, but like Chainsaw Man, My Hero, and Jujutsu Kaisen, those are all pretty safe choices for series that are like still ongoing, especially like with My Hero and Jujutsu Kaisen right now, making big waves and big numbers in like the industry or like part that they're in. When it comes to the anime media, like those are two series that are guaranteed for sure to be a part of like, you know, like the leading titles that are gonna like go on to represent Shonen Jump for generations and generations to go, right? Because like honestly, I can see all the role that like all three of these series are playing in comparison to the big three, if you know what I mean. Like, first of all, obviously My Hero is kind of like the One Piece of the big three, and like Jujutsu Kaisen is almost like the Naruto, and obviously Chainsaw Man would be left up to be the Bleach, and those are like making the new Jump Hell Set. And honestly, it's perfect. It fits, bro, because like with the waves that these series are making so early on, and like how much clout they just built like all first chapter, all first episode, it's obviously like that these series are gonna be like legendary. Like there is no ifs, ands, and buts about if whether or not these series are gonna go on to be like modern day like classics. And I'm honestly glad that I'm getting to see like each of these series like become this level in the making or whatever, because like now that I think about it, bro, like when Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece were coming out, right, it was like in the early 2000s when those series really got their come up and were able to be dubbed the name of the quote-unquote big three. And like I was a little tired back then because I was born in 2003, for those of you pizza people that don't know, so obviously I wouldn't have been able to like really experience that and be like as conscious of like those animes coming up as I would have been able to today. And for me to be able to see like the Jump Hell Set actually be formed and become a thing like right in front of my very eyes, it's honestly important to me, bro. And I can't be happier enough that I get to see these series truly grow and blossom into becoming legendary series for decades and decades and years to come. Like, cause I obviously know that I will be telling my son about My Hero Academia. Okay, I'm saying it right now, my son will be the biggest My Hero stan in all of existence. And if you pizza people want to fight me on that, then so be it. But before we get even deeper into like what else I like feel about the Jump Hell Set, I will see you pizza people after these messages. Okay, but can we just speak about like how cool of a name the quote-unquote Hell Set is, bro? Like, first of all, the big three as a name, right? Like in comparison, is like that's a name that you would give to like legendary titles that will go on to like foster the new generation for like decades and decades to come. And like when you hear like the big three, you're thinking of Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece, and those are series that like when any new series comes out today, everybody's either comparing it to One Piece, Naruto, or Bleach, and they're like, well, it's not like this. Like I've heard people like call Jujutsu Kaisen the modern day Bleach like hundreds and hundreds of times. Selfless plug. But like that name, the Big Three, right? I feel like that name really only fits for series that are a little bit older and a little bit more seasoned. And so like I'm glad that we actually have a name for quote unquote new Big Three as the Hell set, because like the Big Three just feels old. It feels kind of like worn out and not as like, you know, I don't know, it just doesn't feel as something that would fit the younger generation. And when I think of the name Hell set, right, the first thing I think of is like, oh, these are the new kids on the block, the new kids that are really tearing and going crazy right now, the next generation of like shonen that's gonna be wild, you know? So whoever is over there in Japan that was at like Shonen Jump offices and came up with and was like, hey, I'm gonna name this whole the Jump Hell set, and they got it put in the magazine, give that man a raise, because honestly, I got tired of people calling like everything, oh, this is the new Big Three, this is the new Big Three, and I'm finally glad that we got something that is dubbed and like we got something official that's telling us, oh, these anime are the new three Big Three. Don't say Asta, don't say Shinra, don't say The Promised Neverland. It is My Hero, it is Chainsaw Man, and it is Jujutsu Kaisen. There's no ifs, ands, and buts. Shonen Jump said it, and I'm glad that it's like an official thing now. So, cause I'm tired of Big Three. No more. I don't even want to hear that no more. I'm tired of all the this is the no Big Three. Like, shut up, okay? I'm tired. I'm done. I'm tired of hearing about it. But like going forward, let's like not ever mention that name again, because the name is dead. It's irrelevant now. Save that for Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece. Don't use that to bring up the new one. We're calling them the Jump Hell set because that is their name. And now with it officially being dubbed, I'm glad I can really just sit back and I'm gonna be like sitting back intriguing and see like what are these series truly gonna do going forward, because we had Chainsaw Man Part 1, which was phenomenal. My Hero is like finally starting to get into a second half. Jujutsu Kaisen is kind of starting up and building a fat buzz off rip. And like these series, the amount of potential that like all three of these series have is honestly like endless. Like these series could really go on to be like just as popular and just as mainstream as the Big Three if you give it enough time, bro. Like My Hero is really getting into the meats of their story now. Like Jujutsu Kaisen, bro, don't even get me started. It's back-to-back fights 24/7. Denji is a character that a lot of people can relate with. Honestly, all three of those characters are people you can relate with. Like those series have deep ideologies that if you really sit down and look into it, like it's deep, bro. It's a big psychological aspect of it, bro. And I couldn't ask for anything better to be my new Big Three, my new Jump Hell set.